Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Mendte, and now our interview with Joe Serpenti, a small business owner. He owns salons and spas in South Jersey, who says he's not getting the help from the state that was promised. I know how tough of a time this is for small business owners. How are you faring?
Well, we laid off 80 people, 16 in one salon and 64 in the Cherry Hill salon. And it's extremely stressful. The banks aren't answering the phones. We filled out the applications. We needed information from the state of New Jersey for our applications, and there's nobody in the offices. It took me almost a week to get a hold of one tax office person who refused to do anything. And if it wasn't for some pushing and shoving and some people I knew in political actions, finally, I got the document I needed.
What you're saying right now is this is important because we keep hearing about all of this money that's being made available to help businesses, all of this money that's being made available to help displaced workers coming from the federal government, but it has to be distributed by the states. And the states close too.
I needed tax information. And their attitude is, you know what, we went home. We were instructed to go home. And we don't have any workstation ability at home.
Let me go back for a moment.
Sure.
You had to, first of all, your business was shut down by the state. They told you had to shut down.
Absolutely.
And then you couldn't pay payroll at that point, so you had to lay off people. These are people that have worked for you, probably some of them for years and years and years and years. They're
friends. Absolutely. Absolutely.
It had to be devastating.
It's turned into a political football. And we're the people paying it. And it's just a disgrace. It's an absolute embarrassment. I know myself, I get inquiries constantly from my employees and every stress level you can imagine. Now, they've sold social distancing to such a point where what do you do in a salon where you're touching people? I know I had 5 or 6 of my top stylists come to me and say, I got to touch somebody.
Is there a point if you can't reopen that you'll never reopen?
Well, that's the scary part. And, everybody has been afraid to talk about that I've been talking to. But in the last several days, that's when it's become really serious. Larry, it is absolutely frightening.
So even with the money, people are still going to go out of business?
I think it's going to, yes, I think there are going to be people that are going to be, after their 8 weeks, if they don't renew it, are going to all of a sudden be hit with a lead stick over their head. It's going to hit them really hard, and they're going to realize that they can't meet their rent because the rent is twice what the volume should, because I don't think we're going to get back the volume we used to have. And every business is based on the size of their footage by their volume. Now, landlords are going to expect full payment, and I understand it. That's their business. But just think of the volume of what's going on with a landlord. I had an employee on the phone the other day, and she was crying to me. And the more she talked, the more she cried. And she said, Joe, I don't understand. You seem to always understand these things. And I told her, I said, the easiest way to look at this is, when you come to work every day, remember all the places you rode by. I said, every one of those people are out of business, and every one of them are in the same situation I'm in, because we don't know. I can't tell you yes. I can't say without a doubt yes. And that is probably the hardest single thing when people ask you and you can't answer them, because there is no answer. This is the end of the world for people, for a lot of people that train for careers in trades.
Well, Joe, I hope it's not the end of the world or the end of the line for your business. I know how popular Bernard's is in both Cherry Hill and Marlton, New Jersey. So we're all pulling for you, and you've gotten the message across, and we'll make sure people hear it. That was Joe Serpenti, owner of Bernard's Salon and Spas in South Jersey. When we come right back, you just heard about people filing for unemployment benefits and being frustrated We'll introduce you to a few. That's when we come right back.